Hi, this is Mike, and I'm here at work, and I discovered the most amazing thing when I'm here in my laboratory. As you can see, all of my chemicals and the various things in my laboratory. And while I was doing some tests, I somehow splashed a little in my mouth, and it had an amazing effect. And I'm just going to duplicate it as you can watch it. So right here is the chemicals that I take off of the assembly line, and I'm going to pull this one out. I'm going to bring it over here to my table. I got to get a beaker. I'm going to set the beaker down here. I'm trying to do this so you can see it. I'm going to pour the chemicals into it like so, and then I go over here to this tool here, back up here, turn it on, and I'll put exactly 7 or 8 drops in there. I'll go up to 0.31. That ought to be close enough. So that's a pretty amazing thing. So what I've done here is I'm going to take the sample now and drink it. Oh man, it tastes bad, but it just gives me supernatural powers, and I'm going to try it on you so you can see how it works. Let me make some adjustments here. I'm going to set my screen down here, and now I'm going to try to use these supernatural powers that I have. And so what I want you to do is I want you to take and pick a number between 1 and 10 and get it in your brain. Now, not 11. You can't pick 11. It's got between 1 and number 10. You got it? All right, now I want you to take and I want you to multiply that number by 2. Okay? It should be easy. You got it? Now, you got that new number that you have now, and I want you to add 8 to that number. Okay? Just add 8 to it. Let me know when you got it. Well, how can you let me know? Anyway, so now you got that new number that you multiplied by 2, and then you added 8 to it. And now I want you to divide that number by 2. Okay? So now, you take that new number that you divided by 2, and I want you to take your original number that you first picked and subtract that from your latest number. Okay? You got that number now. You should have a number between 1 and 10 again. Let me think here. I gotta try to think of the number that you're thinking of. Get inside of your head now, and so I want you to take that number that you got, and I want you to go through the alphabet. For example, if you pick the number 2, then the letter that corresponds to this number in the alphabet, I want you to pick. For example, if you got a 2. You'll have the letter B will be your letter now, or if you've got a 3, it will be the letter C. So anyway, take that number, find the letter that corresponds with that number, and when you got that, then we're going to go on. Let me focus in on your thoughts here. Oh, that chemical tastes kind of funny. Okay, so now you take that letter, whatever letter that you had that corresponds with that number, and pick a country that corresponds with that letter, that starts with that letter. Pick a country, any country in the world that starts with that letter. You got it? Okay. Now, what I want you to do is take that initial letter, whatever that letter was, now go to the next letter in the alphabet and put that in your mind. You got that letter, the next letter that follows the letter that you first picked with your number. Now, I want you to take that letter and pick an animal that begins with that letter that you picked. Okay? You got that in your brain now? So, for example, if you had the letter 3 or C, then cow might be it, or whatever letter started with, animal starts with it, that new letter. Pick it. Okay, now the last step is you think of the color of the animal that you picked. For example, if you picked a lion, then yellow would be the color that would go in your mind. Okay? You have that in your brain there? Okay, now let me think. That can't be right. That can't be right. Because the problem is, there are no gray elephants in Denmark. See you later.